China is a powerhouse in the world of raw materials. Its vast natural resources and advanced industrial capabilities have positioned it as a leader in the global market. It controls a significant portion of the global supply of many critical minerals, which are essential for various industries worldwide. One of these minerals is gallium, a soft, silvery metal that is not well known to the general public. Gallium is not well known, but it plays a vital role in our modern technology. It is a key component in the production of semiconductors. Semiconductors are found in almost all electronic devices, from smartphones to computers and even in the automotive industry. They are essential for the functioning of smartphones, computers, and modern cars, making gallium indispensable in today's tech-driven world. Gallium is also used in solar panels and LED lights, contributing to energy efficiency and renewable energy solutions. China's dominance in gallium production gives it significant leverage in the global tech industry. This control allows China to influence the supply chain of critical technologies. China refines an estimated 80% of the world's gallium, making it the primary supplier of this crucial resource. This makes other countries heavily dependent on China for their gallium needs, impacting global trade and technology production. This dependence has caused concern in many countries, including the United States and Japan, who fear potential supply disruptions. They worry that China could use its control over gallium as leverage in geopolitical disputes, potentially affecting international relations and economic stability. The United States and China are locked in a battle for technological supremacy. This competition has led to tensions and trade disputes. In recent years, the US has imposed sanctions on Chinese companies. These sanctions are designed to slow down China's technological progress. In December 2024, the US announced new sanctions targeting China's semiconductor industry. These sanctions were aimed at cutting off China's access to advanced technology. The US argued that these measures were necessary for national security reasons. The sanctions focused on restricting the sale of lithography equipment to China. Lithography machines are highly complex and specialized. They are essential for manufacturing advanced semiconductors. By limiting China's access to this equipment, the US hoped to hinder its ability to produce cutting-edge chips. China responded to the US sanctions with countermeasures of its own. Beijing announced export restrictions on key minerals, including gallium. These restrictions were a direct response to the US actions. China made it clear that it would not back down in the face of pressure. The export restrictions were a strategic move by China. By limiting the supply of gallium, China aimed to inflict pain on industries that rely on this critical mineral. The message was clear. The US could not expect to disrupt China's technological development without consequences. China's decision to restrict gallium exports sent shockwaves through the global tech industry. Companies that rely on gallium for their products were left scrambling for alternative sources. The move highlighted the interconnected nature of global supply chains and the risks of relying too heavily on a single country. Japan is a major player in the global technology sector. It is home to many companies that produce semiconductors, batteries, and other high-tech products. Japan is also the largest importer of gallium. China's export restrictions have caused serious concern in Tokyo. Japanese businesses rely on a steady supply of gallium to keep their factories running. The restrictions imposed by China threaten to disrupt these supply chains. Japanese companies face the prospect of production delays or even shutdowns. Between August 2023 and August 2024, Japan's gallium imports from China plummeted by almost 85%. This sharp decline highlighted the country's vulnerability to disruptions in the gallium supply chain. Japanese officials began to explore ways to reduce their dependence on China for this critical mineral. The trade war between the United States and China and the resulting restrictions on gallium have sent ripples throughout the global economy. Gallium is used in a wide range of products. Disruptions to the supply chain could have far-reaching consequences. One of the most immediate impacts was felt in the semiconductor industry. Semiconductor chips are used in countless electronic devices. A shortage of gallium could lead to production delays and higher prices for consumers. The automotive industry is also heavily reliant on semiconductors. Modern cars use chips for everything from engine control to infotainment systems. A disruption to the gallium supply chain could impact car production, leading to higher prices and longer wait times for new vehicles. Section 6. Expert opinions, a commercial war without winners. The escalating trade war between the United States and China has prompted warnings from experts. This conflict, which has been brewing for years, has now reached a critical point, affecting not just the two nations involved but also the global market. They argue that these actions could have unintended consequences for the global economy. The ripple effects could be felt in various sectors, from technology to agriculture, and could lead to increased prices and reduced availability of essential goods. Jack Bedder, co-founder of Project Blue, a technology research firm, believes that the export restrictions will make it even more difficult for companies to access critical resources. He emphasizes that these restrictions could stifle innovation and slow down technological advancements. He points out that the global supply chain for minerals like gallium is complex. These minerals are essential for the production of semiconductors, which are the backbone of modern electronics. It involves multiple countries and companies. Any disruption in this intricate network can lead to significant delays and increased costs. Disruptions at any point in this chain can have cascading effects. These effects can be particularly damaging for smaller companies that lack the resources to adapt quickly. Peter Arkell, president of the Global Mining Association of China, has described the situation as a commercial war without winners. He warns that the long-term consequences could be severe for both economies. He argues that both the United States and China will suffer from these actions. The economic strain could lead to job losses and reduced economic growth in both countries. Arkell believes that the best way forward is through dialogue and cooperation. He advocates for open communication and mutual understanding to resolve these issues and prevent further economic damage. Section 7. Japan fears further Chinese measures. Japan is watching China's actions closely. There is growing concern in Tokyo that China may take further steps to restrict the export of gallium and other critical minerals. Japanese officials fear that China could demand detailed information from Japanese companies about their use of gallium. Specifically, China could require Japanese companies to disclose how much gallium they export to the United States and other countries. This information could give China even greater leverage over the global supply chain. Some analysts believe that China could go even further. They speculate that China might impose quotas on gallium exports to countries that it deems unfriendly. Such a move would have a significant impact on the global tech industry and could lead to further price hikes. Section 8. The semiconductor struggle. A new front in US-China rivalry. The battle over gallium is part of a larger struggle between the United States and China for dominance in the technology sector. This struggle is not just about resources, but also about who will lead the next wave of technological innovation. Semiconductors are at the heart of this rivalry. These tiny chips are essential for everything from smartphones to advanced military systems. They are the brains of modern electronics, enabling the functionality of countless devices that we rely on every day. Both countries recognize that control over semiconductor technology is crucial for economic and military power. The ability to produce and innovate in this field can determine a nation's global influence. The United States has accused China of unfair trade practices. These accusations include forced technology transfers and cyber espionage. It claims that China has stolen intellectual property and provided subsidies to its domestic companies, giving them an unfair advantage in the global market. The United States has imposed tariffs and sanctions in an attempt to level the playing field. These measures aim to protect American industries and maintain technological leadership. China, for its part, argues that it is simply trying to develop its own technological capabilities. It sees these efforts as essential for its economic growth and national security. It accuses the United States of trying to stifle its rise. Chinese officials argue that American policies are designed to contain China's growth and maintain U.S. dominance. The competition between the two superpowers is likely to continue for the foreseeable future. As both nations invest heavily in technology, the stakes in this rivalry will only grow higher. Section 9. A New World Order in Technology. The gallium dispute highlights the changing dynamics of the global economy. The world is moving away from a unipolar system dominated by the United States. China is emerging as a major economic and technological power. This shift is creating both opportunities and challenges. For decades, the United States has benefited from its technological leadership. It has been able to set the rules of the game in many industries. However, China's rise is changing this dynamic. The United States is now facing a serious competitor in the technological arena. The gallium dispute is a wake-up call for the world. It highlights the importance of diversifying supply chains and reducing dependence on any single country. It also underscores the need for international cooperation to address the challenges posed by the rise of China.